Okay. Now we can start with the Q&A slash interaction with the artist. You are all very welcome to ask a question. We will circulate this one. It's already ready. And for those of you who are in the living room in Zoom, just let me know if you have a question to ask. And now you can you can unmute yourself because that feature is activated. Any question? Otherwise, I start. But while we wait for question to come, we had a discussion during the preparation meeting, and you already told us about your use of material changed throughout your art practice over the years. So you went from very fleeting material down to more solid ones, and you explained why. Regarding the colors, because also those changed a lot throughout your career. So you started with, aside from the red chair that you saw at the beginning, it was mostly white, white flower, white paper, but now they are more and more colorful. Why did that happen? You use that, yes, please.
색을 쓰는 데에서는 좀 많은 생각을 하게 하고 색은 많은 의미를 가지기 때문에 좀 색을 사용하는 것에 대해서 피했던 것 같습니다. 그동안은. 그러나 최근에 와서 이제 어떤 구조적인 작업을 하면서 이제 색을 사용하게 되었는데 자세히 보시면은 이제 오방색이라는 색을 사용했습니다. 오방색은 여러 가지 자연의 뭐 땅, 하늘, 불, 물, 그다음에 공기 이런 것들에 의미하고 있는데요. 그래서 저는 색을 통해 가지고 제가 생각하는 우주, 제가 생각하는 세계를 표현하게 되었습니다. 그전에는 재료 본연의 그냥 재료 본연을 사용했습니다.
Okay, so she said that at the beginning she was afraid of using color. So because colors can have different interpretations, different meanings. So she stayed with the very neutral ones, such as salt, sand, and things like that. And then she moved on to color. But if you look at the colors, they are very earthy colors, which depict the sand, the land, the sky, the water, and that is the colors that she has put into her artwork. And on top of that, you said that you were afraid of using color. 작가님이 저번에 두려움이 있었던 게 배경도 있지 않으셨어요? 네. 그것도 같이 해주세요.
어릴 때부터 조소과였거든요. 그러니까 흙을 만지고 이제 색을 배울 수 있는 기회가 별로 없었던 것 같아요. 그래서 그리고 조소과를 나오고 또 대학도 조소과를 가고 페논의 아틀리에 갔을 때도 이제 색을 배울 기회가 없어가지고 색을 쓴 느낌이 있었어요.
And I also told her that she should add what she had told us at the pre-meeting because she was a sculptor. So she was using earthy like stuff to make her sculptural work. So she had never been educated in colors. So she was afraid of using color initially, which is why she was using non-colored in her first original works. And then she's added the colors later on.
Thank you. Thank you.
I actually have two questions. From very beginning, you said you're from Busan. So I don't know if Busan in any way inspired your work and how makes you how it the effect in your life and in your artwork. And then my second question is I have read about your article. So you renovated and created your dad's old workplace in Busan. It is called like Gyeongil Makers. Yes, can you tell us about more story about that? So it was very interested. So yeah, that would be great.
한국말을 주나요? 제가 태어난 도시에 대해서 항상 얘기를 하는 게, 저희 할머니는 전쟁 때 이제 내려오셨고, 그래서 피난해서 이제 한국 전쟁 때 이제 내려와서 피난하고, 할아버지는 이제 어 철도에서 이제 근무를 하다 보니까 부산에 자리 잡게 되었어요. 근데 그 초량이라는 동네였고, 그 동네는 이제 피난민들이 모여 사는 동네였습니다. 그래서 뭐 다양한 음식이라든지 다양한 문화, 그리고 집들도 이제 제대로 지어진 집이 아니라 다 가건물 형식의 집이었고, 그런 것들이 저한테 영향을 되게 많이 미쳤고, 그리고 어, 저희 뭐 가족들 그런 얘기긴 한데, 이제 아버지가 오랫동안 이제 부산에서 신발 공장의 기계를 이제 고치고 만들어주는 엔지니어셨어요. 그래서 항상 그런 부산에서 만들어지는 산업들 사이에서 저는 계속 자라왔었고, 그런 기계들이 움직임, 그다음에 그 기계를 하나 만들기 위해서 필요한 많은 그 부속들, 그런 것들이 조합되는 것에 대해서 관심을 어릴 때부터 많이 가지고 있었기 때문에 저는 항상 그런 부산에 대한 이야기를 하고요. 그리고 경일 메이커스 아까 말씀해 주셨는데, 경일 메이커스는 저희 할머니 이름이 경일이거든요. 그래가지고 할머니는 저는 할머니 밑에서 자라가지고, 할머니는 항상 이제 그 이산 가족에 대한 그리움 이런 것들이 많았었고, 그래서 그게 저 어린 시절에 가장 큰 기억이었던 것 같습니다. 그래서 이 할머니가 이 전쟁 이후에 저희 이산 가족 찾기 이런 것도 했었지만 지금은 점점 잊혀지고 있잖아요. 그래서 할머니는 잊혀지고, 할머니는 두 달 전에 돌아가셨거든요. 할머니는 잊혀지고, 할머니의 고향도 없어지고, 할머니의 가족을 찾지 못하더라도 할머니의 이름은 계속해서 남기기 위해서 병일 메이커스라는 걸 만들고, 병일 메이커스는 좀 더 제 작업과는 다르게 다른 프로젝트로 나아가기 위해서 새롭게 만든 것인데, 이제 그걸 이제 다른 아티스트들과 협업하면서 진행하려고 시작했습니다.
It's a lot. I've done a lot of note taking, and I hope I could get it all down. Okay, so she said that she talks a lot about the place that she was born, which was Busan, because it pretty much depicts where her drawings and her artworks has developed from. And she was born there, and she was raised under her grandmother, and she's North Korean, and when the war broke out, she fled from the war and she came down. And she said that because her grandma had fled North Korea during the war, her grandpa also was working in the railway system, like building railway tracks and things like that in Busan. And they fled to a place in Busan called Chorang. Choryang, sorry. And it was an area where the people that fled North Korea lived. So it was not a very luxury place. It was very run down, and they lived in little shacks. And so she doesn't have memories of it, but she heard many stories of it from her grandparents while she was being raised by her grandmother. Also, her dad was an engineer, and he was making machinery in the shoe industry. So she grew up in Busan looking at her father working with machines and all these machinery. And she also mentioned that there is her father's machinery building, and she has named it Kyung-il Makers, Kyung-il Makers. And the reason being, Kyung-il is her grandmother's name, and she's passed away 2 months ago. But she said that she wanted to commemorate her grandmother because she had lost her country and she's passed away, so she no longer exists, but she wanted her name to live on, which is why she has named that factory as Kyung-il. And it's a different project than her work, but she hopes to do something in the future with the name and that area.
Thank you. Please, can you?
Hi, this is the first time I'm actually looking at your works, and it's covered, so I had to kind of stick my head, so I don't think I saw it that well. My question is that, do you use like an object? Do you keep on using it, same kind of object, to make something different? Meaning that the object never is its purpose through like a transformation. Like I saw the cups, they use up cups to do things like salt and all that. I'm just wondering, do you use the same object to different kind of meanings, or do you believe that object never losing any purpose, even though it becomes like a garbage, you know?
So are you asking why to change the object, or why?
It's people like use the same kind of object, but I feel like it has like a rebirth into something new. It's the same object, same material, but I feel like you use that to create something different. In your belief, do you think an object, it can never kind of lose, it kind of exists forever through this kind of transformation? Do you think it's possible? Because I only ask that because the current world, we make so many things and there's so much garbage. I'm just wondering that an object can be used like forever.
네, 저는 이제 종이컵 이거 처음에 이제 그냥 종이컵을 보면 종이컵이잖아요. 근데 종이컵이 이제 쌓여져 있고 칸의 형태로 만들어져 있고, 그러면 종이컵이 가진 기존의 인식에서 넘어서 다른 것으로 이제 생각하게 되는 그런 게 이제 작품을 제작하는 주 목적이었고, 그것을 통해서 많은 사람들이 다른 상상을 할 수 있다고 믿었던 것 같아요. 그래서 저는 약간 제 인식되어지는 과정을 모든 예술 작품이 제 인식되어지는 과정을 같이 것 같아요.
She thinks that she's trying to bring new life to the objects that you have said and she gave the example of a cup. With a cup, she's transformed it into a mountain. And I think she said that it depends on how people interpret it and how people perceives it. And she's hoping through her artwork, people like us will also reinterpret it and see the objects as a different purpose and give it a second life as well. Yes, it is.
I read a question from the living room. Yes, about Giuseppe Pennone. So you mentioned him, and can you please tell us more about your collaboration with Master Giuseppe Pennone? Your experience with him.
너무 긴데.
Hey, with time.
주세페 베노네 선생님은 제일 처음에 만났던 거는 광주 비엔날레, 제가 대학교 때 광주 비엔날레에서 만났었고, 이제 파리 학교에 입학을 했는데 이제 학교는 입학을 했는데 저를 받아주는 선생님이 주세페 베노네밖에 없었습니다. 네.
So she first met her teacher at the Gwangju Biennale when she was a university student. She was accepted to a school in Paris. However, there was no teacher that would take her on as a student except him.
Well done.
처음에 그 선생님 만났을 때 이 작품에서는 시적인 것이 부족해라고 말했고 그 시적인 것이 부족하라는 그 말이 제가 이렇게 평생 연구해야 될 과제가 될 거라고 생각 못했고 그때부터 좀 작품에서 과연 시적인 게 무엇일까에 대해서 생각을 많이 했었던 것 같습니다.
When she first met her teacher, he told her there's no poetry in your artwork. And she said, poetry. And it was something that kept triggering her mind. How do I portray poetry in my artwork? And it's something that's continually like resonating in her head through her artwork.
그리고 나서 이제 시적인 걸 찾기 위해서 이제 주세페 베노네 선생님이랑 같이 이제 그는 이렇게 멘토가 되어서 작업을 했었고 선생님의 이제 다 여러 프로젝트를 통해 가지고 저희는 뭐 이탈리아라든지 뭐 네덜란드라든지 그런 숲에서 프로젝트를 많이 하게 되었습니다. 그래서 제가 아마 초기 작업에서 보이는 나무라든지 뭐 이런 의자라든지 감는 작업이라든지 이런 것들은 그런 지셉 선생님과 함께한 프로젝트를 통해서 많이 나왔던 것 같습니다.
And to find poetry in her work, she worked together a lot with her maestro, and they traveled to the Netherlands, to Italy, forests, and which is why at the very beginning her works showed a lot of nature, forest. It's probably his influence on her.
그리고 좀 중간에 뛰어넘고 뛰어넘고 이제 제가 졸업할 때쯤이 되어가지고 베노네 선생님이 이제 한국에서 학고제라는 갤러리에서 균터 위커랑 주세페 베노네랑 로만 오팔카가 이제 드로잉 관련해서 전시를 하게 되었습니다. 그러면서 이제 거기 갤러리 디렉터가 주세페 베노네를 찾아가서 한국에서 전시를 해달라 했지만 우선 거절을 하셨고요. 거절을 했는데 근데 선생님이 그 대신 제가 가서 어시스턴트를 해주면 하겠다. 그렇게 해서 그 디렉터 학고제 그때 당시 디렉터 선생님께서 왜 오유냐고 물었더니 그냥 걔는 힘이 세다 이렇게 말을 했다고 하면서 이제 저는 이제 페노네의 어시스턴트로 일하게 되었습니다.
And she skipped the middle parts because I don't know why. But anyway, but towards graduation, there's a big gallery in Korea called Hakgoje Gallery. And they asked her teacher to come and direct a big art fair in Korea. And he said no. And then he changed his mind and said, I will only direct it if she becomes his assistant director. And they apparently asked him why her, like they don't even know her, and he said she's strong. So everything went from there.
그리고 이제 페노네의 드로잉 작업의 어시스턴트로 이제 뭐 폴란드, 뭐 독일, 베를린, 뉴욕 모마, 그다음에 한국, 이탈리 로마 이런 큰 프로젝트를 제가 가서 먼저 작업을 했었고요. 그러면서 이제 공간에서 각기 다른 공간에서 어떻게 작품이 표현되는지, 어떻게 설치되는지에 대해서 좀 많은 경험을 하게 되었고 영향을 받았던 것 같습니다.
And then through that experience, she became Penone's assistant. And so she installed many artworks in many, many different countries. Couldn't follow which countries, but many, many countries. So she was setting up artworks in different areas, different countries. And from there, she learned a lot. And she learned how the same piece of artwork can be created in different spaces.
Yeah, which is why you're so good at adapting your own installation. When I said there was this strong relationship between the pieces, because it was in a space that was pretty big, by the way, And the way they connected was perfect, you know, simply perfect. Thank you. I love Pennone, by the way. But he's from my region, so big master. If you don't know him, I will send you more information because yeah, he's a master worth to know. Any other? Here, come on, don't be shy. There. There is no childish question, never.
When you showed us the piece using the ping pong balls, you said it appears like very random, the placement, but that actually it's very systematic. So I'm just wondering what the system in your mind or what the plan in your mind is that you're trying to convey.
I keep it.
탁구공이 이제 붙으려면은 세 개의 지점이 붙어야 되거든요.
Okay, to stick a ping pong ball, it may seem very simple, but you need to join it in 3 areas for it to stick.
네, 그래서 이게 세 점이 붙어야지만은 하나가 결합이 되거든요. 그래서 모든 것이 형태는 랜덤하고 네, 정해진 게 없지만은 이게 붙는 방식은 모든 세 점씩.
Okay, so it could have all different shapes. However, every ping pong ball need to be connected in 3 different areas for it to stick. So there was a system in the unsystematic.
그래서 저는 약간 하우스 같은데 이제 코스모스.
So it's chaos, but it's also cosmetic. There's also cosmos, like there's peace in that as well.
Nice. Thanks for the question, which was super. Any other? They're very silent in the online. Yes, please grab the mic. Is there?
약간 그냥 한국적인 질문인데요. 그 한국 교육, 미술 교육이나 이런 게 굉장히 뭐 대생부터 시작을 해서 특히나 오유경 작가님은 조각에서 시작을 하셨잖아요. 근데 조각에서 이제 설치로 점핑한 계기와 그리고 그 한국에서 교육을 받으면 약간 머리가 딱딱하다라는 느낌 아세요? 그런 아트적으로 뭐 저는 사진 작가이긴 하지만 한국에서 교육받고 일본에 있다가 뭐 그러니까 가장 하드하게 딱딱하게 그러니까 테크니컬을 엄청 중요시하는 교육을 저도 받고 작가님도 받고 근데 이게 어느 시점 되면은 부딪힘이 있더라고요. 아까 시적으로 가는데 어떻게 노력을 하시는지 그 부분이 가장 궁금해요.
So I'm translating the question. Okay, but background info, I think she's a fan of hers, so which is why she's came and she knows the artist pretty well. And she's an artist as well, photographer, from what she's just said. But she said that she was educated in Korea as well, and then she went to Japan. So she's asking Oyugyong, artist, because she did it from Korea to Paris, and now she's back here. So she's saying if you're educated as an art student in Korea, your brain apparently gets stubborn or it gets very there's no creativity because they're only teaching you techniques, and that's what they stress. And so she's asking how she found it must have been hard for her to find the poetry in her artwork because it's something that they don't teach here in Korea. And so how she found that, like how difficult it was to find the poetry in her artwork, and also how she went from just a like she was doing sculptural stuff here, and now she's doing big like landscape like structures, and how that jump was made.
네, 아니요. 저는 한국에서 받은 교육을 굉장히 중요하게 생각합니다. 좀 반대로. 네. 왜냐하면 제가 받은 테크닉이 저의 표현을 자유롭게 해주는 것 같습니다. 네. 그래서 저는 제가 생각하는 어떤 제가 하고자 하는 이야기가 있으면 어떤 표현 방식이 가장 적합할지, 가장 효과적일지 생각하고 그러다 보면 저가 가진 다양한 테크닉의 알미 있기 때문에 그 표현에 의해서 구애받지 않고 엄청 자유롭다고 생각합니다. 그래서 처음에 그리고 시적인 거에 대해서 여쭤봤는데 원래 제가 처음에 파리에 간 거는 순수 미술을 하려고 간 게 아니었고요. 네.
I cut, cut the answer. Okay, so she said she finds the education in Korea very important and found it very useful in that because they have drilled a lot of technical education in Korea, it kind of freed her. It gave her the freedom to express what she needed to do in her artworks with the techniques that she had learned in Korea and efficiently. And also she was able to choose which techniques that she could use in her artwork to express herself.
그리고 처음에 이제 파리에 가게 된 거는 제가 알렉산더 맥퀸을 굉장히 좋아합니다. 그래서 알렉산더 맥퀸의 쇼 같은 무대를 만들어 보고 싶어서 이제 파리에 처음에 갔던 거였고 이제 응용 미술과 순수 미술을 이제 지원을 했었고 아까 말씀드렸듯이 저를 받아준 거는 빼노네밖에 없었고 이제 빼노네밖에 없다 보니까 빼노네가 가장 중요하게 생각하는 시적인 거에 대한 거를 이제 뭐라고 해야 되나 이거를 누군가가 나한테 던졌으니까 그 질문을 찾기 위해서 계속해서 왔던 것 같습니다. 그래서 네.
The reason that why she went to Paris was she is in love with Alexander McQueen, and she wanted to do the staging with him, or like it wasn't. She wanted to do pure art. She wanted to do something a little bit more creative and different. But as she told you before, none of the teachers accepted her when she got there, and it was only Pennone that did, and he stressed poetry. And as a good student, she tried to listen to her teacher and find the poetry because he stressed it so much.
그래서 저는 원래부터 이제 이게 되게 제가 이제 시적인 부분 얘기할 때 진짜 중요한 부분인데 제가 어릴 때부터 이제 배낭족이었거든요. 배낭 여행객이었거든요. 항상 그래서 그런데 아주 오지를 찾아다니고 이런 여행을 했었는데 히말라야의 나라에서는 굉장히 많은 에너지를 받았던 것 같습니다. 그래서 예술에서 시적인 거는 공간에서 떠도는 언어 같은 거라고 생각을 하거든요. 그러니까 시가 페이지 위에 있다면은 예술에서 시적인 거는 이 작품과 관람객들 사이에서 떠도는 에너지 같은 거라고 생각을 합니다. 그래서 그게 언어 같다고 생각을 하고요. 네. 네.
Oh, she's explaining it in very poetically, so it's going to be very poetically difficult to translate. But she said that she was a backpacker. Like in Korea, I don't know if you know, but there wasn't a lot of backpackers back in our days because parents thought it was going to be dangerous, blah 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 blah. But she's always been a backpacker her entire life, and she went to very remote areas. So she's also traveled to the Himalayas, and she's done things that were pretty out of the norms in Korea. And when she goes to these places, she finds poetry in space. And in the space, there's like objects, and between them, there's energy between it. And she thinks that is the poetic in her artwork. Like in poetry, when you're reading poetry, there's the words that make it lovely and poetic. But in her artwork, it's the space, the objects in it, and the energy that's flowing between it, which is how she interprets poetry in her artworks.
아까 히말라야 얘기하다가 잠깐 넘어왔는데 되게 높은 고산지대에 가면 공기가 희박해서 숨쉬기도 어렵고 걷기도 굉장히 힘듭니다. 근데 그때는 어떤 느낌을 받냐면 바닥에서 내 발을 잡아당기는 것 같은 느낌을 받아요. 근데 그게 땅이 나를 끌어당기는 게 아니라 공기가 희박해서 이제 느껴지는 그런 건데 이제 그때는 이제 그러면서 저는 중력이라는 걸 생각을 했었거든요. 그때. 그러면서 어떤 그런 히말라야에 갔을 때 느껴지는 에너지, 그런 중력, 눈에 보이지 않는 그 기운 그런 것들을 이제 작업과 공간에서 표현하려고 하고 그것을 저는 좀 시적이라고 말하고 싶습니다.
So back to the Himalayas. When she was hiking at 4,000 meters, and there was not enough oxygen. And then when she got further up to 5,000 meters, there was less oxygen, and she found it very hard to breathe. And she said that it felt as if the land was pulling her foot, but it wasn't the land that was pulling it. It was the lack of oxygen. And it was that lack of oxygen that felt like something at the bottom, that gravity was pulling her down into the land. And she said it is that unseen energy that she thinks is the poeticness in the world and in her artwork.
Thank you.
감사합니다.
Right. Hi, Luke. Can you unmute yourself
Hello.
and ask your question, please? Hi.
Thank you so much for sharing today. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you well. Oh. Yes, we can hear you well.
You can.
can talk.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing. I guess I just was wondering if you could share a bit more about the creative process of designing your works. I was looking at specifically works like the Total Eclipse series. They're so like highly designed and detailed. Yeah, I was wondering if you're like modeling them in the physical world or digitally first, and what the process of that looks like.
우선은 이제 아까 여기 작품에서 설명했듯이 어떤 아라베스크 무늬가 이제 기하학적 도형들이 반복되면서 되게 다양한 형태를 만들어내잖아요. 그래서 기하학적인 도형에서 만들어낼 수 있는 다양한 구조들을 찾는데 저는 그게 이제 입체가 되는 거거든요. 그래가지고 이제 처음에는 이 작업을 할 때는 프로그램을 이용을 합니다. 구조를 만들기 위해서 그 3D Max라는 프로그램을 이용하고 대부분의 작품이 모듈화되어 있습니다. 모듈화되어 있어가지고 이제 작품을 현장에서 펼치는 형식으로 작업을 하는데 그렇기 때문에 컴퓨터로 이제 도면을 짜는 작업이라든지 평면의 기하학적 도형을 입체로 만드는 과정을 하기 위해서는 이제 3D Max라는 그래픽 프로그램을 활용해서 작업하고 있습니다.
She mentioned it also in her talks earlier, but she said that her artworks have an arabesque form as well, in that it takes many different forms and shapes into consideration. And in order to do that, she computerizes it first. And when she says computerize it, she used the programs called 3D Max. So she puts it into the computer first, see how it plays out, and then she puts it into real life.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Out of curiosity, where are you connecting from?
From Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam.
Ah, cool. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for your question.
Thank you.
Liliana, can you unmute yourself and ask your question, please?
Yes, thank you for allowing me to ask a question. It was a pleasure to hear you. I have a very short question. You have been repeating that you were rejected by all the the people who have been your teachers, except by Pennone, and I asked why the other people were rejecting you, and also I am curious if that helped you to build your character and to, be determined in your artistic creativity?
아까 선생님이 질문하신 것과 조금 관련이 있는데 이제 한국에서 저는 이제 포트폴리오를 따로 파리 학교에 작업하지 않았고 제가 한국 대학에서 작업했던 모든 작업들을 가지고 이제 학교에 제출을 했었어요. 그냥 학교에서는 이제 입학이 되었는데 파리 학교 시스템은 이제 모든 아틀리에를 돌아다니면서 자기 멘토를 찾아야 되는 거였어요. 그래가지고 이제 내가 가진 포트폴리오로 멘토들을 찾는 과정에서 저는 당연히 이제 조각 분야 선생님들 찾았고 리차드 디콘이랑 뱅상바레 선생님이라는 사람을 갔었는데 아까 선생님 말씀했듯이 한국에서 만든 작품들이 시적 그러니까 좀 디자인 같다라는 그런 얘기를 많이 들었어요. 너 작품은 너무 디자인틱해서 받아들일 수 없다. 그렇게 해서 거절을 2명한테 받았어요. 그래서 그게 아까 교육에서 받은 테크닉이 많이 들어간 그런 작품들과 관련이.
Okay. It kind of resonates with what the photographer this question in that in Korea they place a lot of emphasis on techniques when you're an art student. So her portfolio is very different to that of which is required in Paris. And in Paris, you have to find your teacher. You get accepted to a university, but you go to ateliers and you submit your portfolio and you look for a teacher that would take you on. So she had 2 teachers in mind, of which I forgot the name, Richard Dicon and Beng Sambare were the 2 sculptors teachers that she had in mind. So she approached them with her portfolio. But of course they said no. And the reply that she got was, your portfolio is too design orientated, which is probably because of the education that she had in Korea. So
그러니까 지금 학교가 조각학과로 바뀌었지만 그 전에 전공 자체가 환경조각이라고 해서 건축물과 관련된
so now the major that she has finished with is called sculpture, but originally it was public sculpture, and it's more architectural, which is why they probably told her that it's too design orientated and they didn't want to take her on. And that and her the when they both said no, it didn't play an effect on her at all in her personality or whatsoever. Because because on the other way around, with Pennone, everybody wanted to become his student, and he didn't accept anyone but her. So she didn't really mind if the other 2 teachers rejected her.
I can see why.
Thank you.
Thanks, Liliana. Thank you very much. It's time and we can say class dismissed. Thank you.